Get ready to meet the dedicated team behind the Montego Bay Marine Park Trust, an organization that is committed to the conservation and restoration of the coastal resources of Montego Bay. Last week, we met Dominic. Today, we're talking to Osani Freebird. What's your position here?
I'm a ranger here at the Montego Bay Marine Park.
A park ranger. Can you tell us about your background and how you became a ranger?
Alright, so I've always been interested in marine biology since like primary school days, and coming up through Cornwall I was in the environmental club, but they never really involved themselves with a lot of stuff in terms of going out, and then they're more for like terrestrial environment rather than aquatic, so I just wanted to branch out, and then I found out about the Montego Bay Marine Park from an Instagram ad. So I came down and I wanted to volunteer just to see what it's like out there. And that's really how I got started. It was about 2016. I was jumping from grade 9 to grade 10. And yeah, I've been here since, from a volunteer to a camp counselor. Now I work here.
Do you enjoy your job?
Yes, it's very fun, trust me. Sometimes when people come here as interns, they're like, yo, you guys are lucky, you guys get to be out on the boat for a job, you guys get to dive, you get to see the reef, so I honestly can't complain. With the way how the ocean is, something always changes. So even going out in Pier 1's water, due to the pollution, it's not always clear. The other day, I think it was last week, Thursday, we went out and in front of Pier 1 was crystal clear. You could see the seagrass bed, and I was like, I did not know this was here the whole time. And so you never get used to it. Something is always changing. You're always seeing something in the water. You see dolphins come out and chase the boat. You see barracudas swim up past the boat. So trust me, you never get used to it. And my heart races every time I see a sea turtle. No. Even I've seen a bunch of them now, and every time I see one, I'm like, sea turtle. Trust me, you never get used to it. Yes, I was at UE. It wasn't last year. It was last year. I had started. I was doing geology and marine biology, but kind of fell through because COVID had a big effect on us all. So right now, as much as I'm working, I'm just saving up money to go back to university so I can actually finish my degree.
In marine biology?
In marine biology. Or, what I'm getting advice from people, especially that work here, and they're like, environmental science is really the better because it's broader, so you have more options if you want to work. Yes.
And so you're getting a lot of experience, gaining a lot of experience while you're working here.
Yes, Mr. Shim always tells me that I have an advantage over a lot of people in university right now because I can actually dive now. Make sure my goggles don't fog up. I'm using an almond leaf to get this time from the fishermen.
Oh, it kind of reminds me.
So yeah, I guess it's because the leaf has like wax layer on it. So when you rub it on the glass, it creates a nice wax layer. So once you wash it off, the glass don't get fogged.
Cool.
Discovery Bay Marine Lab, they have what's called the North Coast Water Sampling Project. So they go along every special fisheries conservation area along the North Coast, and they sample water, and we go back and we test it at the actual lab, testing for phosphates and a whole lot of stuff. So I'm actually meeting people at the Discovery Bay Marine Lab, getting a friendship with them, getting to know them, getting to know the lab, all the stuff that we do in there. So in the future, when I do go back for school purposes, I'm used to it, I'm already ready, I know where to go to do this, to do that, so yeah.
Perfect head start.
Yes.
All right. So what are some of the other things that you do here?
I'm a park ranger. During the day, we'll go maybe 3 or 4 times because we have to do a lot of patrols, especially. We know our high activity time zones. It's usually when we're supposed to be on lunch. So they realize, oh, they're probably eating lunch. So we know that, all right, even if we do eat lunch, eat it quick and then head out because usually we catch a spear fisherman or 2 out there. Night times now, we usually do 2, sometimes we do 3. So we'll go out, come back, middle of the night we'll go out again, come back, and then early morning as well. Also do lionfish culling. So we go to different spots in the Montego Bay Marine Park with our pole spears and catch ourselves some lionfish because they're invasive species. What else? basic boat maintenance really, so I'm glad I'm learning it as well.
Can you share a memorable experience while working at the park?
Alright, so this happened not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago. Me and another ranger, Dominic, and someone that helps out here a lot, his name's Amir. We went to go do some lionfish culling at a spot that we have called Shim Site. It's full of lionfish. So we're there, we're catching ourselves some lionfish. We caught maybe about 10. Our cull bucket is full, but we're like, nah, we need to catch some more. So there's this little cave. It's like a drop off, and then there's a cave tucked in. So we're going down, we have our spears, going down our merry little time, and we just see this giant fish head come down out of the cave. None of us looked at each other, but we all knew what time it was, and we just kicked it straight back up. Cause it was a porcupine fish. Most Jamaican people know them as I think soursop fish. But yeah, they get up to about 3 feet big, and if you don't know, when you're underwater, especially diving, stuff becomes magnified. So it looks a lot bigger. So the fish looked about as big as me, but it's the max size I get up to is 3 feet. But I wasn't having any of that. Neither was Dominic, neither was Amir. So we just booked it right back up, and then we continued along. So the best advice I'd give to someone that wants to get into environmentalism or just working to conserve the environment is, especially if you're in school, join your school's environmental program, or even if there isn't one, try to create one. You know, Google is a big help to everybody nowadays. So if you can, Google the environmental bodies or governing bodies in your area. So like for me, even social media helps out as well. Like for me, Instagram helped me find the Montego Bay Marine Park. So you can always Google almost anything you want nowadays. So if you want to be working up in the forest, just type on Google Jamaica government forest. Something has to pop up. So the best thing you can do is research. Try to create, as we call it in Jamaica, get your links. Get in touch with someone that's in charge of something environmental, or they know someone that's within something environmental. A long shot, maybe even shooting a email to the governing body. Like you could shoot an email to NEPA saying, hey, I'm interested in this. Do you have any advice for a young person like myself? And yeah, that's really the advice I give. With conservation project, it's been going very well, if I'm being honest. We've been putting in a lot of work. When was it? Today's what? Thursday. It was Tuesday. We did a dive and we found some fish pots that were illegal in the sanctuary, and they had a lot of parrotfish in them. So we just cut open the pots. It was very nice seeing the parrotfish come out, because I'm like, yes, healthy for the reef. So yes, we've been putting in a lot of work. I hope we start seeing results very soon in terms of the health of the reef, the condition of the reef, just more parrotfish overall. Because I mean, at the end of the day, it helps out everyone. The beaches look nicer, the reefs look nicer, so you can't really lose.